children, welcome to the online class, class 19. In the last class we started a new lesson, new chapter, tissues. What is mean by tissues and what is its types and examples of the tissues I explained you, and what is the important for the tissues we discussed that. And in this class we will discuss about the plant tissues. So I told you plant and animal tissues are the different tissues. Because of that, according to the structure, body structure, it's required the different tissues. Okay. So now we will discuss about the plant tissues. Plant tissues are two types will be, that is meristematic tissues and the permanent tissues. Before entering this topic, take out your textbook page number 68. Plant tissues. First they have given the meristematic tissues. Activity they have given no 6.2.1. What is the growth of roots in the onion bulb? Take two glass jars and fill them with the water. Take two glass jars, fill the water in that, and now take two onion bulbs and place one on each jar as shown in the figure. So they showed in the, like that, no, in the onion you have to invert and put it in a jar in a water. Measure the length of the roots, observe the growth of roots in both the bulbs for the few days. So daily have to observe the roots whether it is growing or not. The day 1, day 2, day 3, daily have to be check it. After that, check out the length, how much it will be growth in that. So after that, from the one onion you cut all the roots, again you keep it in a water jar. So again you have to be listen the growth of that. Definitely which one you cutted the tips of the roots, in that definitely won't be grow, because in the root there is a tissues will be present in that tissues. Because of that tissues only it will be continuously grow the roots. So once you cut the tissues, that the roots will be cutted means the tissues will be died, then that onion bulbs roots cannot be able to grow. So what will be understood in that? Definitely in the roots also tissues will be present. That tissues helps the roots to grow more and more in that. Then the plant can be able to grow. So this is the growth is very important in the plant. So that growth also tissues are very important. That tissues are called meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. In the meristematic tissue, this is the structural microscopic structure of the plant. Okay. If we cut the stem or any other place, this is the microscopic structure. There are three types of meristematic tissues will be present. First, apical tissues, and second is lateral tissues, and third is intercalary tissues. So the apical tissues will be present, where it will be present and what is the function. Like that each one of the tissues have a special location where it will be present, and each one of have the special functions there. That we are going to discuss now. Okay, take out the page number 69. The growth of plant occurs only in certain specific region. So you can see the plants can grow only in a certain region only. After that it will stop the growth in them. This is because the dividing tissues, also known as meristematic tissues, is located only at this point. So this type of, because of this meristematic tissues, the plants can be able to grow in certain height. Then it will stop the growth. So that reason the meristematic tissues will be present in the specific locations in the plant. So where it will be present in each cell, each tissues will be seen. The meristematic tissues is located only at this point. Depending on the region where they are present, meristematic tissues are classified as apical. So there are three types of meristematic tissues: apical tissues and intercalary tissues and the lateral tissues in that. New cells produced by meristem are initially like those of meristem itself, but as they grow and mature, their characteristics slowly change and they become differentiated as components of their tissues. So at the beginning all the tissues will be showing the same growth in them, but the day by day the plant will be grow. According to the growth of the plant, the tissues will be change its functions. Okay. So apical meristem is present in the growth of tip of the stem and roots, and increase the length of the stem and the roots. Now we have to see each one of the tissues where it will be present. Apical tissues will be present tip of the stem and the root. So tip means wherever the stem tip is there, so that corner it will be present. Means in the tip will be present. Here it will be present the apical. In the stem also it will be present, and means in the root also will be present. So where exactly we will locate the apical tissues means tips of the stem and the roots. Okay. What is the function of the apical tissues? It can be able to do the meristematic tissues, the first tissue will be present in the tip of the stem and the root. Which one? The apical tissues will be present exactly tips of the stem and the roots. What is the function of the apical tissue? It helps to grow the plants. It helps to grow the plant and increasing in the length of the plant. So there is two functions only for the apical tissue, that is growth of the plant, and then it helps to increase in the length of the plant. Okay. Next cell is lateral tissues. Lateral tissues will be present in the near the nodes. That is, the nodes will be present in the stem and the roots. Okay. So that nodes near the lateral tissues will be present. What is the function of the lateral tissues? That is increasing in the length of nodes. It will be increase the length. How the apical tissues will be increase the length of the growth, no, like that. It will be increase the length of the nodes and growth of leaves, and it will be helps to grow the leaves also. So that is lateral tissue function. So it is increasing in the length of nodes, and it helps to growth of the leaves also. Next, intercalary tissues. Intercalary tissues will be present in the sides of the stem and the roots. It will be present in the sides of the stems. So this is. It will be present in the sides of the stem and the root. What is the function of the intercalary tissues? Means growth of stem. It helps to grow the stem. So each one of the cells having the special location where it will be present and what its functions of it. The meristematic tissues in plant cells divided into two types of cells, that is meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Permanent tissues we will be discussed later. Now meristematic tissues are three types. First, apical tissues, lateral tissues, and the intercalary tissues. Lateral tissues will be present only the tips of the stems and the root, and the lateral tissues will be present near the nodes, and the intercalary tissues will be present the sides of the stems and the roots. So each one of the cells have special functions. These are very important in them. So now, apical and the intercalary meristems is a meristem at the basis of the leaves or internodes on either side of the nodes or twins. As the cells of these tissues are very active, so all these cells are very active because it always should be active to do the body functions. They have dense cytoplasm. So how it will be very active means because they have the dense cytoplasm. Cytoplasm means internal organs in the cell. Okay, so because of the cytoplasm, it can able to do the work easily, and thin cellulose will be present on the walls of the plant. So cellulose walls and prominent nuclei will be present. They lack vacuoles. So they have the big size of the vacuoles. We can think why they would lack vacuoles. You might want to refer to this functions vacuoles in the chapter on the cells. What is the function of the vacuoles means? Plant can able to save the more food further. So all the food will be saved in a vacuoles. Okay, so how much the quantity of the food is required, the cells will be absorbed in that. The rest of the food will be stay back in the vacuoles only. So the plant cells have the big size of the vacuole. You can see the structure of the cell, and that you can able to understand the size of the vacuole. So next is the permanent tissues. What is mean by permanent tissues? Like how the meristematic tissues will be divided, like that even the permanent tissues also is there. Each one have the locations and the functions. That we are going to discuss now. Permanent tissues. So next in the plant cell, plant tissues, meristematic tissues we discussed now. Next is the permanent tissues. So what are the permanent tissues? Permanent tissues are divided into two types. Simple permanent tissues and the complex permanent tissues. In the simple permanent tissues, there is two types of cells. Three types of cells will be present. Tissues will be present: parenchyma, collenchyma, and the sclerenchyma. So each one of the tissues have the special functions. Again, this parenchyma will be divided into collenchyma and the arenchyma. Okay. So one by one we will be discussing that. Like the complex permanent tissues also divided into two types, that is xylem and the phloem. Already you know about the xylem and the phloem. In the previous classes only we discussed about the function of xylem and the phloem. Now each one of it will be discussed details. Take out the page number 70, permanent tissues. What happens to the cells formed by the meristematic tissues? They take up a specific role and lose the ability to divide. As a result, they form the permanent tissues. This process of taking up a permanent shape, size and the function is called the differentiation. So, what is the use of the permanent tissues? What are the permanent in the body, in the plant cells? Like a growth and the structure of that, like that, and the size of the plant. So these will be in a permanent. The size and the function will be differentiated. Cells of meristematic tissues differentiate to form the different types of permanent tissues. Because of the meristematic tissues, it will be able to differentiate to form the different types of permanent tissues in the plant cell. And in the simple permanent tissues, we are going to discuss now simple permanent tissues. What is the use of simple permanent tissues? A few layers of the cells form the basic packing tissues. Some of the layers will be formed on the cells. So that cells can make to basic packing of the tissues. This tissues is parenchyma, a type of permanent tissues. So the first simple permanent tissue is parenchyma. So this parenchyma tissue is consisting of relatively unspecialized cells with a thin cell wall. So it's have the thin cell wall, which one? Parenchyma. They are live cells. It's have the live. Okay, parenchyma is a live cells. It's a thin wall and it's have the live cells. They are usually loosely packed. So if this cells will be loosely packed inside the structure of it. Okay. So that large spaces between the cells, intercellular spaces, are found in these tissues. These tissues provide support to plants and also store the food. So because of this intercellular part, interspace between the cells, the tissues provide support to plants to also to store the food. So what is the important function for the parenchyma? It store the food because of inside the cells tissues there is a more space in that. So in that space it can able to save the food inside them. In some situations it contains the chlorophyll and perform photosynthesis. In some situation it is having the chlorophyll pigment. These are the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll means what? It's a pigment, color pigment present in the, you can see the plant leaves in a green color, no? So because of this chlorophyll, it's the green color. So that chlorophyll, what the use of chlorophyll in the plants, in the leaf? Because of the chlorophyll, the plant can able to do the photosynthesis. The plant can able to do the food. It can make their own food. So this important work, which one is doing? Parenchyma. Because of parenchyma, it's have the more interspace between inside the tissue. That's what it can able to store more amount of the food, and as soon as it can able to do the photosynthesis also. And then it is called the chlorenchyma. So wherever the chlorophyll will be produced in the parenchyma, that place is called what? Cholenchyma. Okay, the chlorophyll where it is present in the parenchyma, that place is called what? Cholenchyma. In aquatic plants, large air cavities are present in the parenchyma to give the buoyancy to plant to help them float. So in aquatic plants means what? Water plants. For example, a lotus, lily, this type of plants are there. No? So it can able to float on the water. How means? Because of this parenchyma and the cholenchyma. So this type of tissues will be help them, that plants, like an example of the lotus and the lily, it has make them to float in the water. So such a parenchyma type is called the parenchyma. So like this type of where the chlorophyll will be present, it can able to do the photosynthesis, that is cholenchyma. And where the parenchyma will be present means that that type of plant can able to float on the water. So you can see that the watery aquatic plants can able, how it can able to float on the water means because of the parenchyma present in the parenchyma. So the parenchyma tissues are very very important to give the to make the photosynthesis and to float the water, to float the float on the water the plants. So this is a very important tissues in a simple permanent tissues. Okay, so next is the what is mean by parenchyma and the sclerenchyma. In the next class we will be discussing them. So today in this class we discuss about only types of plant tissue, that is meristematic tissues and the permanent tissues. In the permanent tissues there is a simple permanent tissues and the complex permanent tissues, and in the simple permanent tissues only we discuss about the parenchyma. Parenchyma is a simple tissue. It has the more space inside that. Because of that space it can able to store the food and it can able to do the photosynthesis, and the plants can able to float on the water. So next class we discuss about the parenchyma and the sclerenchyma. Thank you children.